to center on Keegan Murray, we were saying it at the beginning of the series that he's going to come around in this series. It's going to take 3 games, maybe 2-3 games, and he's going to figure it out. And that happened. And then we were talking about how big that would be for his second year jump. And I think up there with Davion, but even more so for Keegan Murray because he's going from year 1 to year 2, which is such a stark difference. Because you've been there, you've done it before. You've gone through the whole process of being an NBA player for a year. Go ahead and get ready for year 2. How pumped are you for a year 2 jump for Keegan Murray?
I'm pretty excited. First rookie ever to score 200 points, 200 points, 200 threes, to make 200 threes. First one ever, 200 points. He had such a good rookie season. It's kind of like how I was excited to see Halliburton's second year. Hats off to McNair for just being a great drafter, because he is. I was excited for Tyrese, and look at Tyrese. He's an all-star. Murray, I think he can be the same. He looks like a rookie out there at times, but he also it was nice to see him overcome those first 2 games first 2, right? Game 3 had a good game, I think. I
think game 3 he hit that 3 like in garbage time.
Okay, you're right. It was game 4 then.
Yeah. And it was like
game 3 sucked. You're right.
That 3 in garbage time, it was like, oh, he saw it go down. Like, is that going to help him? And it's like, yeah, of course it is. And it did. Totally. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to be a good player in this league. He's going to be a key component to this team going down the line. Maybe there's going to drop. I kind of want to see him like drop plays. I always hear that like he was really good in the post in Iowa. So I'm like just so interested to see him because he's never in the post. And I get it. Like there aren't really plays drawn up for him and he's meant to be a catch and shoot guy, but he kind of showed off that he can create shots. He kind of went to that floater, I feel like, in game 7. He was actually doing pretty well in game 7. And it's like, I want to see him create his own shot now. Because, he obviously can't be a star unless he's, the next Klay Thompson. But even Klay could score on his own by just being a catch and shoot guy, right? And there's more to Keegan Murray than just sitting in the corner and shooting, although he's really good at that. I'm just interested. I'm ready to see this kid's growth. And it's nice to have a good rookie and be a playoff team, right? So it's usually one or the other. This guy, we're a good rookie. We'll be good. And he'll bring us to the promised land. But it's like everyone's like, we need that big 3. Well, it's like maybe wait a year or 2 and we might have that with Keegan Murray for real. Like Keegan Murray might be a force.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that the front office is like, we're not in any rush to go out and pick up a 3rd star. We might have one right here. And it kind of seems like they do because you're talking about Murray developing off the dribble and creating his own shot, maybe creating his own shot through off-ball movement, stuff like that. We've seen how great he got. Not great, but how much improvement he put in really in the second half of the season and into the playoffs. He kept doing it. But one of the things that I'm really looking forward to, because you just see how long he is. And it's just like, there were moments where he got put on Curry and he got beat, but there were moments where he got put on Curry and he put up a good shot contest, where he was on Klay Thompson, got up a good shot contest. Same thing with Wiggins. There were moments where you could really see defensive promise. And that's really one of the things that's like, and you hear Mike Brown would say it all season long. It's like, this guy could be a 2-way player. He could definitely be a 2-way player. He's got all the physical skills. He's got all the abilities, just needs to tie it together. And so I think in that year 2 jump, not only being that confident player that can do more than just catch and shoot, but it's like, take that step up on the defensive end, really like put yourself in a position. And he did it with the rebounding ever since Mike Brown called him out, where it's just like, he started putting himself in a position to be on the floor, whether or not he was the hottest 3-point shooter on the team or not. And you add defense to that. Just the dynamic nature of his game is just going to increase vastly. And I'm excited to see what he can do in the defensive department next season. I don't expect him to be a shutdown defender or like a guy on an all defensive team or anything like that. That's more for other guys. But taking those jumps would be pretty big because you saw it throughout the season. And it'll be interesting to see what happens after a summer full of work.
Yeah. Do you think, kind of going back to the Harrison Barnes thing that I was talking about, I don't think it's next year, But do you think he maybe moves down to the small forward position eventually? Or do you think you just keep
What?
him at the as a stretch?
Well, I think the interesting thing about Mike Brown is, he said it early in the season that like the 2 through the 4 are the same position. And you could see that because it's like, you know, oftentimes it was Harrison Barnes guarding the other team's small forward. I mean, power forward, rather. Like Harrison
Yeah,
Barnes
it was.
guarding LeBron or Pascal Siakam. And it's just like, in a lot of ways, Keegan Murray is a 3, just like Harrison Barnes is a 4. I mean, they're both, Keegan Murray is also a 4, and Harrison Barnes is a 3. They're kind of interchangeable. So, like, if you could just get the same makeup of player,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not like Harrison Barnes is a burner, blowing people up off the dribble.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No.
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because honestly speaking, it's like I feel like maybe not so much Herter being the same position as those two, but it's like Barnes and Murray are very interchangeable, and it would seem like they'd like to have Murray more on the perimeter as a defender than Barnes. I don't know though.
Yeah, because I mean he's a little quicker, right? I mean, you say it. I mean, I feel like defensive wise, I mean, it did kind of feel like Harrison was more of the power forward. Like I don't know what constitutes a small forward or like what position you play, especially like between Keegan and Harrison, where it's like they kind of do the same thing on offense. In this day and age where everyone's kind of just around the perimeter shooting, but it's like, well, if Harrison's guarding the power forward, doesn't that make him the power forward, or is it like what you are like in the starting lineup? So yeah, we're gonna call him a 4, so he's a 4. Isn't I don't know. It's sometimes
Yeah,
kind of weird to me.
I think that's what it is, and I just think that that's kind of the conundrum of the history of 5 positions in basketball to kind of the current moment where there's more like 3 positions in basketball.
Yeah,
You have the you have the 1, you have the 2 through 4, and then you have the 5. It kind of feels
exactly.
like that, and in the way the Kings play, the way Mike Brown wants them to play, coming out of the Warriors, which revolutionized the game, it makes sense that they would kind of go with that. I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, modern look. So it's interesting. I don't know. Also, just by putting Barnes as the 3, it's just like he's been a 3 his whole career. Like, I don't know. It's kind of
That is
frivolous.
true.
They're kind of interchangeable. So it's like, I guess in that sense, looking forward to the offseason, if they were going to look to replace Barnes, I guess maybe does that open the window for who you're looking for? I mean, I don't really think it does because I think they still look at everybody as kind of the same, position.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah. I don't know, though. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that Keegan Murray is, though, is he's versatile and he's an intriguing product going forward. And I don't have any doubt that, much like Halliburton, like you said, that this guy's going to one day be an all-star in the next 3 or 4 years. Hopefully sooner than that. But, yeah. I don't know. And then you just have to be proud of that guy because it's just like, it'd be so easy for a rookie to just be like, yeah, I'm a rookie. I'm supposed to suck. It's just like kind of like give in to the struggle. And it's just like he overcame it. And we are not surprised by that, obviously, but it's just like to actually see it done. It's like this guy. And he was just also just about his rebounding. He was such a great rebounder in this game. He had a double-double, in game 6?
He did.
It was awesome. He was awesome.
He really was awesome. I love Keegan. He's going to take a huge step in his second season. Yeah, he is. Maybe he'll be our 3rd best player next year.
I mean, like I said, it seems pretty undeniable at this point that McNair at least envisions it being that way at one point soon. So next year would be great.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be great.